was like,
you have to tell me. You have to be serious.
Feel bad now. Yes, a little bit. Okay, it's running slow.
Maddie, do you have any profound wrestling thoughts to share with us under this rainbow?
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, scary.
Yo,
Scary, big man.
Krule is a baby face now.
He's a baby face.
Hey everyone, I'm the pro wrestling VTuber dedicated to love and justice, Kit Saberfang, and today I'll be telling you all about my trip to see DPW Live 7 in Raleigh, North Carolina. This was part of a big double shot weekend for Deadlock Pro, with their live stream event on a Saturday, followed by their second annual tag festival on Sunday. You know, I went back and counted, and this was the 17th Deadlock Pro wrestling show that I've attended since discovering them back in 2022. And that number actually could have been higher, as there were a few shows I had tickets to, but ultimately could not attend. If you're not familiar with DPW, it's one of, if not the best independent wrestling promotions in the US today, and we're not just talking about the in-ring talent either. From the production, lighting, commentary, videography, just about from every angle, no one's doing it like DPW.
I love Deadlock!
If you're interested in learning more about DPW, including how to watch it online, along with some free content to get you going, I've got a whole video on that subject that will be linked both here and in the description below. And if it's your first time here, I'd appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe. Hitting both those buttons is a huge help, boosting the channel and helping raise even more awareness for all the great pro wrestling that exists beyond the mainstream offerings. Okay, let's make it over to Raleigh, North Carolina, where a sudden thunderstorm has me trapped in my car outside the venue. It was over 90 degrees Fahrenheit with the sun out when I started driving, and by the time I arrived, it was still over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, only now with lightning and torrential rain. And so, I sat in my car and I waited to see if the storm would pass.
Severe weather barrels through the triangle fast and furiously tonight. Raleigh police closed off parts of East Millbrook Road due to major flooding there. You can see at least one car partially underwater between Atlantic Avenue and Capitol Boulevard.
All right, y'all see how bad this is. Ooh, that's some lightning. No choice but to do this.
Oh, this sucks so bad! While I'm making this run, now's a good time to show you what I'm hauling to the venue for this show. First and foremost, my big boy camera, my Fujifilm X-T30. My first Fujifilm, actually. And I pair it with a Fuji XF 50-140 f2.8 lens. Of course, I pack spare batteries along with an emergency backup SD card. You just never know. I always make sure to bring my lens pen, which is a combination lens cleaner and duster, and I'll use this on all my gear throughout the night as needed. All this stuff needs to be protected, so I use these neoprene pouches for my camera kit and toss the accessories in a Ziploc. They're being packed elsewhere. I stay masked at shows and bring sealed backups just in case. I don't get sick, and I don't gotta smell all those arms constantly being raised up and down. Next, we have my DJI Pocket 2, a small gimbal cam that I mostly use for B-roll. Very low profile, very handy. Of course, we've got to bring a USB charger, and I have my trusty anchor slab along with some super short cables to avoid clutter. My print folder. If you're getting autographs, you've got to keep them protected, and I picked up this plastic sleeve at the TJPW Collective show in Philadelphia. There's that big kaiju. You don't need a pretty one like this. Any 99-cent folder from Target will do just fine. Streamers! Pair the colors to your favorite wrestler's gear. Throw them majestically in the air and watch as their eyes fill with childlike wonder and gratitude. I'm also bringing the popping kind, which I like to detach and pour into my hand before throwing. Makes them fly a lot easier. Next up, a portable USB fan. I've come to accept that most wrestling venues outside of arenas will likely not have air conditioning, and for about $10 on Amazon, you can supply your own. This will be very important later on. Of course, we're bringing water. You've got to stay hydrated. Speaking of which, how's that run going?
There's no coverage at all.
Okay, we still got some time. For shows, I always go with a tote bag. I don't want to be lugging around a backpack, and it's also easier to get things in and out. Or for when security needs to take a look, and they're like, hey, what's in the bottle? And you have to explain to them it's grape Kool-Aid, but they don't believe you, and it becomes a whole thing. So yeah, if you ever see me at show, know that I'm just drinking grape Kool-Aid out of this thing, okay? It's called hydration, man. Remember all those small camera accessories from earlier? Those go in my super cool fanny pack so that I'm not having to dig through my tote bag every time a lens needs a wipe. And there we go, all my belongings bagged up and protected, just in time to...
That's
I know, I'm like, my shoes are fucking wet.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the fucking South.
This blows.
Our opening contest for the evening was a three-way match consisting of DPW regulars Ichiban, Diego Hill, and the ring warrior LeBron Cozone. If you're not familiar with Cozy, he's a staple on DPW shows, as well as the head trainer at Firestar Wrestling in Greensboro, North Carolina. Among his list of graduates is Jay Malachi, aka NXT's Javon Evans, so dude's doing something right. When all else fails, just turn the match into a mugging. That works too. All the stars are here at DPW as next up, Prince Pretty Breezy Boy takes on one of his students and YouTube's very own Chris Danger.
What the hell? Oh no! Oh, that's the dick in the balls.
And I always gotta cheer for my boy Danger. As someone making stuff on YouTube too, you gotta believe anything is possible. And the man's a 99 overall. You can't go wrong with that.
Oh, god damn it! Ow! Damn!
But for real, Danger is putting in the work and it's paying off in the ring. I was shocked to see that he got his first career win here against Breeze. Always awesome to be there for moments like this. Next up, the Deadlock debuting Danny B faced off against the Deadlock returning Danny Luna, and this definitely felt like a showcase match for the former Danny. Danny B here getting all her shit in, showing off loads of personality. This really felt like it was her match, and I came away a big fan. Okay, before we talk about what was probably the match of the night, we need to discuss Adam Priest's self-printed Chattahoochee crop top that reads, "Hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt, got a little crazy but we never got caught." For real though, this looks inkjet status. This is freshly ironed on. We love to see it, but sadly I could never stand Adam Priest, not only because he's a jerk, but because he's also bald.
I don't want that!
Ugh, I hate bald boys. Makes me feel like I'm back in the pants. Ugh. And then the lights went out, and of course,
I thought we lost power for a second, but maybe not.
it was Krule. It's always Krule. I can't get away from this nightmare man.
Every time the lights go off in this fucking place, it's always this fucking guy. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I don't like it.
Krule's about to kill this man.
It was about now that I started coming around to the idea that maybe Krule's not so bad.
Hey, let's go, Krule.
And then Krule cemented his babyface legacy with this sick dive.
Maddie, do you have any profound wrestling thoughts to share with us under this rainbow?
Back inside, the show continued with Robbie Eagles versus Alec Price, which was great fun, but my equipment was starting to overheat, and I knew what was coming next.
Introducing first, the Wrestling Dynamite Master! Right here. And her opponent, Shoko Nakajima!
Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is my favorite wrestling promotion. That's no secret. And that they're regularly sending their talent to my favorite indie, it honestly feels too good to be true sometimes. Tonight we were treated to Shoko Nakajima taking on the Russian Dynamite and a Tej regular, Masha Slamovich. You're gonna have to excuse the camera work at this point because as soon as she hit this senton, I knew 100% no one's getting up from this, and Shoko was getting that big dub. Finally, it was main event time featuring a tag team championship bout with Speedball and Jake Something defending their titles against the current DPW World's Champion, Calvin Takeman, and his partner, Titus Alexander. By this point, the building was cooked, and so were my cameras. I could not record anything without getting temperature warnings, so I turned up my fan and enjoyed the match. Afterwards, I gathered up my things and headed to the meet and greet area to see Shoko Nakajima, when I ran into a fellow VTuber who also took my gimbal from me.
Look, she's here.
I know.
She's here.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Did you show the DPW truck over here?
Yeah, I'm sad no one jumped off it, but I guess that's probably...
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
They got hard count there.
They get one. They get one, and then the insurance companies pick it.
I'm gonna go show the flags real quick on the time.
This was one of the smaller post-show meet and greets I've seen at a DPW show, but I still got to see both Shoko and Masha, which is who I was looking forward to most seeing. Just like that, it was time to head back home. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. You, my friend, are a real one. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for future videos and join the Discord. The QR code there on your screen will invite you right in, and we're always working to make it one of the most welcoming places you can find to discuss wrestling at all different levels. I always love seeing when people join and talk about how they want to learn more about Tokyo Joshi Pro or Sendai Girls or whatever promotion has their interest, because then that's going to get other people talking about it and learning more about it too, and I'm always looking to find what else is out there. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!